Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Tonight, we are tracking a wintry mix expected to hit our state later this week. We're looking at snow and rain headed our way Thursday. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. We're keeping our eyes on the weather because it could impact your commute. For now, though, it's calm and it's cold.
Yeah, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank now for a first look at the forecast. Rach.
Yeah, it's important to note right out of the gate, we are talking about Thursday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, the weather is nice and calm, but we still wanted to issue this weather impact alert because it is going to affect your day on Thursday. The prime time will be between 7 o'clock in the morning to around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's a pretty fast-moving system. It starts off as snow everywhere all across the state, even right down towards the Connecticut shoreline. But as we head through the day and some warmer air moves into the upper levels of the atmosphere, we go from snow over to an icy mix, and then some towards the shoreline might even change over to rain for a little while. So the result is slippery travel. Because of the timing of this, I do think there's going to be a lot of school closings. We always like to give parents a heads up about that because then you are left kind of rearranging your life and schedule, and obviously slippery travel and some snow removal with a little bit of ice on top. Right now we're thinking we could get anywhere between 1 to as much as 3 inches of snow, and then again a little bit of an icy mixture, which will make it a little bit tougher to move, although we are certainly not talking about a lot of snow. Again, any combination of snow and then ice and that timing is just a recipe for making you change your plans for the day. Here's a look at the wind gusts right now, up to as high as about 22 miles an hour, so not too bad. Temperatures are right around the 30-degree mark, and that's actually going to be close to the high temperature tomorrow. Overnight lows will be in the upper teens to right around 20 degrees. Tomorrow, less wind than we had out there today, so we're loving that, but it will be a cooler day overall with highs up around 30 and lots of sunshine, and we are dry all day tomorrow and tomorrow night. We're going to take you through the future radar and look at the storm for Thursday and a follow-up storm over the weekend for Saturday night. We've got the numbers coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Well, the red light camera conversation continues tonight, this time in Bristol.
Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot spoke with city leaders and people who say they want something to be done about the reckless driving.
Bristol's Ordinance Committee held a meeting Tuesday night to discuss a proposal of adding red light cameras around the city. Some say these cameras will force drivers to slow down and drive safer. Others say this is a waste of money.
I think there's other ways that this could be done and other ways to police this other than putting cameras on. I think it's more of a money grab than anything.
Red light cameras have become a big talking point in public safety meetings across Connecticut. Now that talk has made its way to Bristol.
I think we all on the ordinance committee agree that any action we take today, if we pass this, we're passing it to have further debate and have the public dialogue and the public hearing.
People in Bristol expressed their thoughts Tuesday night about drivers running red lights and driving way too fast, and why they say there's a need for these cameras.
It's just really, really maddening. Nobody stops, everybody passes each other, and when I cross the street I have to take my life in my hands because they zoom around the corners, and it's really a very dangerous spot, and I approve the cameras 100%, absolutely.
Francisca Casebauer has lived in Bristol for more than 20 years, and like many people, she says the cars that come down her street are out of control.
People fly. They want to see how fast they can go from point A to point B on that short street, and it's just awful when they come off 72.
City councilors passed a motion at Tuesday's meeting, so the red camera light proposal now goes before the Bristol Police Commission. Bristol Police Chief Mark Morello says it's important to hear what the community wants before they implement anything.
We're going to do more research into what does the community want, what's best for Bristol. From a law enforcement public safety perspective, we believe that it would help modify the behavior of people while they're driving through our city. reduce speeds. Our surveys are indicating that is our #1 complaint, traffic offenses.
No decision was made at Tuesday night's meeting. This proposal will now go to the police commission. Some people at the meeting are concerned. Some would even oppose this idea as they think these cameras will help drivers slow down and potentially save lives. In Bristol, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
Thank you, Kay. We have an update tonight on a case that left a family heartbroken after losing a son and a grandfather in a deadly preventable crash.
The man charged in their deaths was in court. In 2023, Marcus Rogers and William O'Leary were hit by a wrong-way driver, and today the driver, Glenn Reagan, stood before a judge.
Fox 61's Jamel Johnson is in Torrington with that update.
It's been 2 years since Marcus Rogers and William O'Leary were in a car crash that cost them their lives. And after 2 years, the family is still grieving like it happened yesterday. Glenn Reagan appeared in court again 2 years after he allegedly passed a box truck before crashing into a teenager and his grandfather, killing them.
He's seeking continued date of April 22nd.
His defense attorney, Darnell Crossland, had one goal: to continue the case at a later date in hopes of a lesser sentence.
My client's a very young man. People who died, the family has always, from day one, gave their condolences to that. And we're just hoping that we can work this out for less than a manslaughter charge, because we don't believe the charge supports what happened here.
In Crossland's preliminary statement, he says he hopes the case can be resolved to, at best, a misconduct with a motor vehicle charge.
No matter how well-intended you are, accidents do happen. So we're looking to see what happened. We're hoping to avoid it, but we're definitely not looking to put a young kid in jail for 40 years based on an accident.
Despite a sex crime on his criminal record, Crossland says that he believes the crash to be an isolated incident for Reagan, citing Reagan's lack of alcohol and substance use.
He has no history of alcohol use, no history of DUIs, no history of any of the things that would make you think that this is just a norm for him.
The victim's family declined to speak after the hearing, but their attorney, Pat Cooney, commented on their behalf.
The anniversary, 2-year anniversary, was last Friday, so it's really an emotional case. It's an emotional case for the families, and it's really just a matter of keeping the focus on the young man and his grandfather who passed away in this.
They're not sure what justice looks like in this case, but they're trusting the court to make the right decision.
We have spent a lot of time talking with the state's attorney, and they've really devoted a lot of time and attention to our families, and we know that they will do their best to get justice in this case, which is all we're really looking for.
Reagan's defense team was granted a continuance of the case, and the next court date is set for April 22nd. Attorney Crossland said during that time they'll analyze the accident reconstruction report as well as any other reports that are vital to this case. In Torrington, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
And police in Norwalk have released the name of the man who died in a crash involving one of their vehicles. An unmarked cruiser driven by police detective Andrew Runzinski hit Manuel Bonilla Gomez while he was riding a bike last night at the intersection of Connecticut and Fairfield Avenues. Police say Detective Runzinski was going to a crime scene when Bonilla Gomez went through a red light, and Runzinski could not stop in time. The detective is on administrative leave tonight.
New Canaan police are searching for a stolen vehicle that had a dog inside. The SUV was stolen on Sunday near Main Street. Police say the owner parked the Range Rover running with the keys inside, but inside their car was a brown French bulldog named Poppy. Police say the suspect drove away into the Merritt Parkway. Police say they've received an increase in reports of stolen vehicles being taken in broad daylight. If you have any information, you could contact New Canaan Police.
Well, 3 people, including a juvenile, face charges tonight for hit and run in Bristol involving a stolen vehicle. Damian Cepeda and Christian Monpaibo of New Haven were involved in a hit and run on Barnes Highway. Police say the group ran away when the vehicle was disabled. Officers were able to track down the group with the assistance of K9 Hero. All 3 suspects are charged with multiple crimes, including larceny.
Investigators in Hartford are trying to figure out what sparked a fire in the Upper Albany neighborhood. This fire broke out on Sterling Street just before 2. This is a couple of blocks from St. Francis Hospital. It appears the fire started in a detached garage and then spread to a multi-family home next door. No one was hurt.
And a West Hartford man faces charges tonight for impersonating a police officer at a grocery store. Police responded to the Stop and Shop on North Main Street in Southington after an argument broke out in the parking lot. Witnesses told police a man identified himself as a Southington police officer and provided a badge number. Police arrested 43-year-old Seth Tichenor and charged him with impersonation of a police officer and breach of peace. Tichenor is expected in court next week.
We've learned of another data breach at a health clinic, potentially exposing patient information like social security numbers and health information. Community Health Center says it detected unusual activity in its computer systems on January 2nd. Experts quickly stopped the hacker, but patient records could have been accessed. CHC hasn't found evidence of misuse, but it's offering free identity theft protection. And those details are on fox61.com.